I'm having a lot of trouble hearing everybody.
You're having trouble hearing everybody?
Yeah, that's a lot better, actually.
Yeah, it's not everybody. I think it's the people
by
on
the
the
angle of the
backside of the room.
microphone. Roman, he said.
Yes, yeah. So I'm Roman Fergas. I'm from the Columbus chapter of the Circuits and Systems and Solid State Circuit Societies.
Okay.
Hi, Roman. How are you?
Good. How you doing, Helen?
Good.
Good.
Right. So I think since it's 6:06, we'll call the meeting to order. So today is June 20th, and this is the Columbus, IEEE Columbus XCOM. Call the meeting to order. Okay.
Yep.
So just a quick roll call. We have on the phone, we have Ben, Marabon, Pace, Chad, Morning with YP, Drew, Mullet with OU, Student Branch, Bob, Walston, and Roman. Here in the room is we have Howard Jones, Sol Black, myself, Helen, and Ian. Right? Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you again for taking the time to attend the meeting. I just want to do a quick report. We're not going to have the secretary's report since Kavita is traveling, so we will do the April minutes in July. We will review and approve the April minutes in July. So for the chair's report, I just want to get a quick overview of the Region 1, Region 2 joint meeting that happened last June 2nd to 3rd. Well, June 3rd and 4th, actually. So it was the first joint meeting with Region 1 and Region 2 with this realignment that is going to take into effect fully in 2028. So a lot of, as we discussed in the past, is not really going to affect the individual section because we are going to remain to operate the way we're operating now. Probably the biggest impact or effect is that likely is the increase in the assessment between the fee, the way, but I have a lot of slides and I really didn't have time to put together all the slides. We may have to do an extra meeting to review those items just to focus on the realignment. But at the moment, between Region 1 and Region 2 director and the MGAs, they felt that for the last 10, 15 years, our Region 1 and Region 2 are already doing a lot of joint events and sessions and meetings. And of course, the realignment is not, it wasn't because it was driven by the bylaws of the IEEE that we have to have 10 voting regions. So since Region 10 and 11 was split, so that would increase the voting members. So that's the reason why Region 1 and Region 2 was joined together to maintain the voting. Yeah. Plus, you know, one of the issues that we see is that we were having probably, it also point out that North America, Region 1 to Region 6 actually pay the bulk of the money on membership, but also Region 1 to Region 6 has the most live members. So of course, live members, then you don't have the fee, right? So a lot of that stuff. So that's kind of balance out. That was the question, is that why why are we paying $212 for the professional when the developing countries are only paying half that or something? But it all kind of even out when you look at the big picture. It's kind of even out. But of course, the highlights is that we took out of 20 section within Region 2, 20 section, 6 states, the Columbus section took all the individual awards. So that was that was gonna it's I mean I was informed that I got the individual award for the leadership, and Dr. Berger informed me that he got the engineering educators award. But they keep calling the names that we from our section, and I was like, whoa, wow. It's either we just did a really good job of filling out the form, or nobody did anything, you know. But there is a committee because the award was voted during the April 1st meeting. I think you were there, Howard. I believe it was a virtual meeting, the Region 2. Yes. So remember, they let the section drop off, and then the awards committee voted on the award. So that was great. Yeah. I need to get in touch with DeVry Online, and I think I've got in touch with everybody, but maybe Bryant is out. So yeah. Section Congress is August 10 to 14. I will be representing the section as a primary delegate, and I think Ben has sent an email to me that he is really interested in participating on that. So we can discuss that when it gets to the PACE section. Section activities and reporting. I think everybody got the e-notice about the trip to the Dayton Air Force Museum on the 15th. I think I will probably change the notification in the reminder about logistics. You know, if those that are wanting to come, that doesn't need to drive, then we can carpool or stuff like that. So at least save some gas. But it is open to the family, so it's kind of family day or whatever. So I know we have a member in Mettler that she'll probably bring her daughter or children. Yeah, good idea. And then we can decide what to do afterwards. Maybe we'll either have a lunch, a box lunch, or we can get lunch or dinner afterwards. We can decide then. Right now, I haven't checked how many has signed up so far. So after this week, I'll start checking in and see how many people are signing up. Also, instead of doing something like end of the year, maybe December, November, you know, it gets very busy with travel, family affairs, and things like that. I will think of maybe having a section dinner in September. It's kind of also as a celebration of our section award and things like that. It seems fitting for us to do that maybe early in the year. Then we have more participations when it's still not as dark, as cold. You know, it's better time of the year to do that. Do we have Dr. Berger?
We have another phone call coming in. We had 602-7 on something 40.
It might be Bob.
Bob? I thought Bob was on the other phone line.
Okay, so that's all I have for now. Paul is not here. Daniel sent out the financial report. I can send that to the section. We did receive our 2022 section rebate. Unfortunately, it was about $1,000 lower than last year. We did lost some few members, but the biggest change from our rebate is that we have 9 technical chapter plus 2 affinity, no, 7 technical chapter plus 2 affinity, and we only received 3 of the technical chapter and affinity to have met the minimum requirement for meeting.
Can I ask you
Yeah,
a question?
yes,
Did we get the 850 for our participation in Ohio Legislative Day, part of the PACE activity?
yes,
Get
yes.
850.
So
And
that was a good thing because we did receive the $850
okay,
um
that's all I needed to know. Yeah. So we received the money. Okay.
yes,
Thank you.
yeah. We did receive it. It's already transferred into account according to Barb, the treasurer, Region 2 treasurer. And normally, because we submitted it at before July,
Sure.
so it was only $500 that we can do, but we submitted 850 as 50% of the 1,700.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
the Region 2 director had to approve it, and he did.
Anita, yeah.
Because they really like for us to do that.
Sure. Sounds good.
Yeah, and correct. Yeah. So for the rebate, I really encourage. I'm gonna send an extra email to the section, the chapter chairs of the technical chapters, that they need to have at least 4 meeting a year. And what we have to do is to kind of be smart about is we need to start doing joint meeting. So when PS does something, you can join it. I know Roman in the circuits, they've been very busy, so we could ask them to, a co-host, either the young professional or the communication society, do a co-host. At least it would count for some of the technical activities.
You have to have 4?
Yeah, yeah, we'd really like to do that. We've actually talked with Dr. Taufik Musa at Ohio State, who runs the IEEE graduate and undergraduate society for Ohio State, about doing a joint meeting for our next meeting. But we could do something even sooner because we have a meeting next week that I wanted to kind of inform you guys about. So yeah, we're open
So
to this for sure.
That was on, was it the 2020, when is that, Roman?
It's on the 27th. So we have a meeting, I think a week from today at 6 p.m. So exactly this time, a week from today. And it's near West Campus at Ohio State in person, or we have a WebEx.
So Roman Fergas he's the treasurer of the Circuit Society.
Yep.
The CS/CAS. So they've been doing a lot of meeting on circuits. It's very interesting. Unfortunately, the last one I got a cold, so I wasn't able to attend. So I will put that, Roman. Maybe I'll reach out to the rest of the technical chairs, and definitely we need to, take that advantage of that.
Yeah.
Also.
Also, like an educational activity.
Correct, but you do not get the rebate. You do not get, only the technical and affinities gets an extra. And also, this is another thing that good, if you do more than 6, you get an additional $75 bonus. And if you report your event right away. Like, for example, unfortunately, admin doesn't count. Admin doesn't count, so only the technical activities, what we call technical activities board and affinity group as part of that. It still count as a overall amount of activities that we have, but we do not get extra rebate for administrative. So that's why I would, since we meet pretty regularly throughout the year, I would prefer each of the technical chapter to do maybe a 20-minute presentation, and then I can count that as an activity, as a professional development for themselves. So we just have to be smart on reporting these meetings to maximize, because we easily lost $1,200 of rebate by not doing that. So, okay, so that's what I have for the rebate. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question about the Treasury report. Is there something that we can see as well somehow? Somebody would be able to send it out to the executive, members here. Just interested to know how much money we have and how we are spending the money, what kind of expenditures we have had, and so forth. That would be interesting to know. That's just from.
Oh yes, it's my, sorry Ben, that's my let me see. Daniel sent me the May. I forgot. I should attach that.
It's okay. I mean, just for the information, it would be nice to know.
Okay. Let me forward this to Ian. Ian can pull it, and then we can see it.
Yeah. What we did, as you remember, of course.
Yes. Normally,
each chapter and PACE and others, we allocated, so much per year expenses, activities, and we don't know where we are. And it would be nice to have it.
Let's share this is the May financial statement, I believe. Okay, this is May, right? Yeah. So that way we can put that in our minutes for okay. So far this is.
Could you make it a close up? I cannot see it. I cannot read it. Just more if you would.
That's what I'm working on.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yes, it shows.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So as you can see, the expense, we have not been spending quite a bit. So we have the legislative day on April 21st, and then the Circuit Society have some meeting. And if you probably go to the next page, Ian, there's more page. Okay, so right now, this is what we're expecting to receive. So Howard and I actually submitted the corporate donation request from AEP, and we increase it from 1,500 to 1,800. So hopefully we get that. And yeah, so hopefully we get it. And the section rebate we did receive, Daniel and I, and as I said, it is 6,600. So it's definitely lower than what we expect, what we budgeted. The pace, as you mentioned, Ben, instead of 500,
should be 850, right?
Yes, we actually submitted, we actually received 850.
Sure.
So that will be
corrected, yeah.
Yeah, so that will be in probably in the June, that would be reflected in the June financials.
Okay.
And, let me see, another page, Ian. I think there's another page in there.
Yeah, there's 2 more pages.
Okay, so that's the itemized expense, the 1,700. There's another page. Okay, so this is the itemized expenses. So what Daniel is doing an amazing job this on recording these expenses. So this is so far the Circuit Society has requested funding, and they did have some money, by the way. They received some external funding, so that's what they're using now. So they're doing a lot of the event. We also received some external funding for the antenna propagation that they requested, because we did not allocate budget for them because they have not been active for the last few years. So
Sorry,
but-
Helen, if you don't mind, really quickly, I just wanted to ask about this before we move on from the society. So does this mean that we have $185 remaining in our balance for this year?
yes,
Okay. Does that include the 5,100 that we got from the CAS parent chapter or parent society rather?
no, that I don't think that included, because I don't think Daniel has put it in yet.
Okay. Okay. So we will, because we'll need access for the event next week. We'll need access to those funds to
Yes.
pay for the food and the
Correct.
catering and everything. So as long as we have access, this is good information because we're keeping our own accounting on our side, and we actually had a little bit. Looks like here we have a slightly less money than we thought. So
On the same issue, as a follow-up, can I see the PACE balance? How much money we have right now?
Go to the very front.
We did not spend any money, but I just want to make sure the money is there.
Yeah, so
Yes.
PACE,
Because, the July 15th meeting is coming up, we need to provide lunches or, anyhow. I know we always can change, but would be nice to know. Where is the PACE? Is there any PACE here?
there should be $500 in PACE. So, yeah,
Page 2, column, row 3.
Okay,
So there's-
I see that 500. But anyhow, we just have to find out, how many people are attending and what kind of expenditure we have, so that we would be able to ask for more or less. That's fine. No, good information for now. Thank you.
yes, yep. So for June, most likely, Daniel will have an updated, and yes, Roman, you have your award expenses or funds in there. I think what he does is he allocated to every section for your, I don't know if he has, yeah, he has an add that 5,100 in your account on this one.
okay, yeah, it might be good just to have a follow-up meeting with Daniel as well, if he's available.
Yes,
I'll put something. I'll send him an email. But the other thing was you had mentioned a couple things. You mentioned that there's a bonus if you have more than 6 meetings. If you report a meeting right away, you also get a bonus. What were the amounts? Can you just go through the specifics of that again so that we make sure that we're adhering to everything to get as much money as possible?
yeah, the technical chapter gets $200 rebate. $200 rebate if you do the minimum of 4 meetings. If you do more than 4, you get, if you get 6, I think 6, you get an additional $75 bonus. So that's $275. And then if you report your meeting, you have an additional $20. So it's shy of 300. That is from Region 2.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Thanks.
So that's $295 from Region 2. Or what, from National, sorry, National. National gives the rebate. Yeah, the section actually only receives like $3 per member. So, and another thing that I'd like to point out is that if we have more senior member, you get more money. So I know Saul is crying, but we need to start looking at all these people that's been a member for more than 10 years that if we have actually the Columbus section based on our OU, we have high percentage of fellows and life members and also eligible senior members. At least it should be half of our Columbus sections are senior members. So we need to start beating on them to do that.
Really, in the section, we have lots of life senior members. So we just have to capture those. So.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, any more question on the budget?
On the PES, it's really very unfortunate that, they're not active. I mean, as I
Yes,
see, there's
yeah.
allocated,
when
can I finish?
Oh,
Yeah,
sure, sorry, Ben.
Yeah, that's all right. So really we have allocated, so much money, and right now, half of the year, no expenditure. I don't know what's going on with the PES, but really at one time they were so active, but it's sad, that we see something like this.
They do have an event coming up on August 6th.
Yeah, they used to have meeting every month. So, but anyhow.
Yeah. I tried to get a hold of Austin and Prakash, and I was like, it was a very dynamic section. They had won national awards, and sadly, when Swin left, it's kind of just lost its steam. So also, if you think about the money that they have, Ben, we don't really give them that 6,200. Is that they also earn some awards?
Sure.
Yeah, during the past years, so that's in their account.
Sure.
And like you said, they should. I mean, Swin was having, I don't know, 12, 14 meetings and big meetings.
Sure.
So yeah, and the section was actually budgeting, over $2,000 for them when he was doing it.
Oh yeah.
Because he was just very active.
Yeah. The PES, has been very active for a long time. That's why I'm saying, it's so sad to see it, in the status that we are looking at right now.
Go back.
Helen?
Was it
Helen?
Just a second, Howard's talking. You probably can't hear him. Sorry. Is it in the past? A long time ago. The funds were not the societies earned. Each one of them earned it. It wasn't being given to them. They held it within the section. They didn't give it to them. And we changed it because if they earned it, we felt they should be able to get it.
Correct.
And they didn't have to take as much other funds from the section.
Yes, because if they take the initiative to have the meeting, then they should receive the funds. And then, of course, the section still can provide additional funding, as needed. Yeah. Okay, Bob, do you have any question?
Yes. Since I'm on the phone, I had another meeting before this one, but how much is in the budget for the CCOM Society?
For the who?
Communication. Not listed there.
I don't see a listing.
I need to get back with you on that, Bob. I think this is just the financial report for the month.
Oh, okay.
Any additional question?
It would be nice, I would like to have a copy of this. So I don't know if you would like to distribute it to the executive, Columbus members section.
Yes, it's not a problem, Ben. I'll send it to the chairs.
Yeah.
Is it possible for the treasurers as well?
Yes.
To
Mhm.
get this? Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I will get back with you on that, Bob.
That's fine.
He's asking about if we allocate money for the communication society.
Sure.
Yeah, if it is a meeting, Bob, if we need to have a meeting and we can have it as a joint for the section and the other technical chapter, we can always, allocate money from the general fund if need be. I mean,
Okay.
we have some extra money there, especially for an event. I definitely have no issue for that.
Okay.
Okay, so any
Yeah, that's
question
fine.
on the budget? Do we make a motion to approve that, May?
I make a motion to approve the treasury report. The treasury.
Okay. Ben, second.
Motion, any second?
Anybody second the motion?
Second.
Okay, so, Ben, motion to approve the May financials. Third financials, and then Saul second. Okay, Ben,
I think,
yeah, acknowledge.
Oh.
Acknowledge the, okay, so motion to acknowledge the financial report for May. Carried. All right. Let's go to the professional society. Membership development, Saul, any report?
Well, due to this enormous pressure to get senior member, I plan on having senior member upgrade night July 11th.
Yes, I forgot to put it in the agenda that you,
And
yeah.
I'm having it at the Hannah Library, which is a nice new building. Hasn't been very successful in the past, but we'll give it a shot.
Yeah, so I've recruited one guy at work already.
That's good.
So I need to give him the link to do it. He's one of our software engineer.
Okay,
He should be a senior member by now.
I
Yeah.
can work with them.
Yeah.
I'm also working with LG, Life's Good Company, to, they're building the battery
Yes.
plant for Honda. I'm trying to get them to sponsor a meeting, probably this fall for the section. So far, I don't have any.
Well, it's early. They haven't, it's not quite ready yet. I think the facility. So
But they can tell us the plans.
yes, I guess so. But sometimes they don't like to.
Well, we'll give it a shot.
Yes, yeah. Just like the Intel, that was great. Just to know about the economic impact of all this development around. I mean, it's unbelievable. Yes. Okay. Well, thank you. Well, that's for another thing that I want to also, Bob, for the section from the Region 1, Region 2 meeting, they've developed a few of the ad hoc committee, and it becomes like a committee, eventually a final committee within Region 2. Region 1 is gonna go away. It's gonna be Region 2. So Region 1 is gone. After 2028, it'll be Region 2. So the new joint region is Region 2. And one of those things is that PACE is no longer, we cannot use the word PACE anymore. We have to remove anything related to PACE on our bylaws or anything. Somehow there's some issue that they found out, whatever. So we can't use the word PACE. And it will only be professional activities.
Yeah.
Well, what was it before, Ben? It's professional activities. You remember what it was with the PACE committee? I don't know.
No, as far as you know, I remember from a long, long time ago, used to be PACE. Maybe there was another name.
Exactly.
I don't remember.
Yeah, so but that's what they agreed on. That's the executive people agreed on. So it's going to be from now on, it be called professional activities.
Okay.
Yep.
No difference.
So we call,
No difference.
yeah, no difference. Yes, but starting July 15,
Okay.
starting July 15, the remaining funds and the professional activities basket is first come, first serve. So we can submit funding requests as often as we need to until it ran out. But before June 15, I believe. Before June 15, it's limited to only 500 because they want it to be available to all chapter, to all section. So I'm not, according to I think we were the first one who submitted it this year, but then Joe Kolaski said that he's already received 6 more submission. So we have to get busy submitting requests.
So let me understand it, Helen. So what you're saying, if you have any kind of professional activity or activities in our section, we have to report it immediately so that we would be able to get the support, financial support from Region 2, right? Because otherwise,
Yes,
do we know how much is the budget of Region 2 for professional activity? Do we have any idea how much money they would like to distribute to the sections? Is it secret, or they have it, or they don't know it? They don't like to share it? What is it?
It is in the budget. It is in the budget, and this year it's like 13,000.
Okay. So the money is, more than sufficient, I guess, right?
Yes. So it's 13,000 that is split within the 20 section. But I said after July, I believe it's July, not June. After July, it is first come first serve basis. Of course, that's still, Joe can approve $500, but if it is over $500, it needs to go to the Region 2 director for approval and review. Anything professional activities, it's professional activity.
I can't use paper.
No,
So what's it called?
professional activities.
Professional activity.
Yes.
Well,
There's
name
no
doesn't.
acronym. No more acronym.
Well, name doesn't bother me, but the whole idea
Yes.
is, the procedure is important. So
Yes.
what does it mean? Suppose that, we are going to go on July 15th, okay, to the museum. Fine. What do we need to do? We have to supply, a report, a financial report, or ask for the monies and so forth immediately, because they have some kind of, rules. You have to ask for the money before the money runs out, or it's not. Go
The
ahead.
professional activities, if you want to request funding, you have to fill out the form, like the one that you and I
Yeah, I know. Sure.
fill out. You have to fill out the form, you have to conduct your event, and you cannot, and then you have to do the report, and you can only ask 50% of what you're budgeting for. So for example, if you're going to have an event and you're going to budget $500, you can only request for 250 because that's half of your expense. And then you have to provide the receipt to make sure that you actually expense $500. You have to provide the report after the event, because what happened in the past, they had trouble is that people will request funding and then they provide the money and then they cancel the event, and then it was a horrendous process to give the money back to Region 2. So they finally got smart and said, no, we are not giving you the money until you actually report your event. That makes sense.
Sure,
That makes sense.
sure. Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Now we know. Now we know the
So professional
process.
activities.
Yeah.
Professional activities is it also involves students. If we have an event with the students, and then we also have, let's say, a career fair, right? Uh, Sponsor the map towns. That is professional activities and STEM. So that's a combination. So any activities, it's not limited to just the professional. It's either is pre-university, STEM, high school, elementary students, professional events. If we have like a resume workshop or an interviewing workshop, and we have to hire a speaker, right? Or a professional to do a workshop, and we have to pay for that, then we can claim that as a project. They call it project. Everything is a project. And we can submit a request for funding. Then we have to submit all the documents before they can provide us the money. So I think it's a good thing for us to do that.
Sure.
So with that,
Next,
any
right?
questions?
Yeah.
So going into the section Congress, are you still?
If I may, this is one more question about the pace. On July 15th, going to the Wright Pratt, Aviation Museum. We are going to provide lunch or lunch boxes. I mean, nobody is allowed to take any food beyond the security gates. I believe only water is allowed and nothing else. I went on the side, that's what it says. You can go through the gates, security gates, without any food. So the food should be provided there. This is what I understand. We can check into it, Helen, you and I, but so the lunch will be provided by the section to the members. Now, question is, first of all, we haven't informed the students. They may want to join us. Shall we do this? Could we do this or not?
Yes, actually, the e-notice went out to all section, including students.
Okay. So if anybody is interested, should let you know or let me know. Fine. So far, I haven't received any kind of confirmation for attendees or to attend the meeting. Now, another issue is the families. Well, now what we are saying, the families are invited to join us. It's great, nice idea, good idea, but do we have any limitation, or do we have to say anything, or just leave it open? Families are invited to join us.
I
The
think
idea
so.
is great.
I mean, most even on my we and my young professional,
Sure.
we have members that bring their daughters with them.
Sure.
Which is nice because they get exposed to the professional organization.
Sure. Yeah, that's great. So the family is really, I mean, more or less, people know what they have to do.
Yeah, so far, Ben, I have not checked the registration.
Sure.
So I will do that. We have how many? Let's see. We have about 3 weeks
Sure.
left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I will check the registration this weekend, and I think another reminder is coming out
Good.
soon.
Good.
Yeah. So hopefully, I mean, it's an hour from Columbus. That's would be nice.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then of course there's if you're limited mobility, you can check a few exhibits and watch the IMAX or something. Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. Yeah, I will be in touch with you offline. Okay. So I think we are all set for the July 15th,
Yeah.
with the exception
So
of publicity. Yeah. Go ahead.
okay, thank you, Ben. So how about the Section Congress? Are you committed to go to that?
Well, not 100% committed, all right? But I would like to attend. It's far away. It's kind of expensive. I'm trying to reduce the cost and so forth. And as you suggested, I'm willing to go 50-50. 50%, I would provide, and 50% the section. But I don't know really exactly how much it's going to cost right now. Trying to find, a lower cost hotel to join, and so forth and so on. But as I mentioned, I'm trying to clear, my calendar, and interested, and all depends, how much it's going to cost.
Okay, so if you decide to go, I think there's a cutoff on a registration,
Uh-huh.
and also
What is that? Do you remember that, Helen?
I believe it's July, sometime in July. I need to send you the information.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can retrieve it, online. No issues. Okay. So sometime in July registration. Okay.
Yes, because I do believe that they actually made another deal with the hotel, the Novotel,
Yeah.
because Westin is fully booked.
Yeah.
So Barb Frantum and Felicia Harlow actually got another contract with Novotel, but it's around $175 a night.
Okay.
So if you are really interested, please don't wait.
Okay.
To decide, because you don't want to miss the early registration.
Sure.
And also, I mean, personally, the section can afford to support you if you're willing to pay for the 50%.
Yeah.
We can definitely support you on that.
Okay. Sounds good. I will be in touch.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay, so education activities. Do you have a meeting with Carl, Ian?
Yes. As far as educational activity one, we have we got a school we're working with. We're trying to get all the parts in play for that big STEM project that we're working on. MakerX, we have a committee that's trying to get that restructured because the original MakerX crew is actually gone.
Mhm.
So now it's me, Carl, and two others. We're trying to get that running again. I guess Carl had received a guide from the former MakerX people, and I guess they're kind of somewhat helping us remotely, even though they're out of area now.
Okay.
Apart from that, there's nothing really going on.
All
I've
right.
done big STEM projects and trying to rebuild a big event.
Okay. Well, keep us informed on the section,
Yeah.
to make sure that we can always count that as a outreach.
Mm-hmm.
For the other, especially I need to get a hold of them for the signals, for the controls, because I really don't want the control to be this the commission for not reporting anything. Because it took us a long time to reinstate the engineering and medicine. So EMBS is now reinstated, but it took a long time to do it. Okay. The web page. I know we still have an issue with the web page.
Yeah, I still need to dedicate a lot of time for that.
So that's what I said. Maybe we need to do a call for volunteer to for help. I know Kavita was saying about somebody she knows to help.
I'm thinking I might try dedicating like my Thursdays after work, like I'll check out at 4, but probably just stay in the office and do the work
Yeah.
there. So like I'm gonna work my normal shift, but then come 4 o'clock, then I'm just gonna try working on that website for like 2
Yeah,
hours.
we probably need to spend some time to relay out, remove a lot of additional information there.
Yeah.
I would like to have, like as we get these awards, I would like to have a portion so we can upload, take photos of the awards and put it in there so people can see visibility. And one thing that we are very lacking is everybody likes the social media, and we're not uploading current events of what's happening into the section.
That's kind of one thing I was looking for when I was first building the website is if we had a social media presence, because anything we put on social media can immediately also be publicizing the website.
So
That's why like I kind of neglected the website for so long. I didn't really know.
But the website is very important still because that's where we reserve. Like I need to start putting information in our site in Collabortech, so that way information about events and things like that. Next year, OSPE is hosting the eWeek. 2025 is the Columbus section is the host. So we need to start I need to start putting information on who to contact, what are the previous years, because you need to know all those things. And of course, we have a good group of people that's been doing it for a long time that could, as part of the committee. But 2025, the Columbus section will be the host. And we need to be able to do that. Otherwise, it's, eWeek is entire Central Ohio. We make sure we do it right. And we do it well. Okay. Student activities. I receive to help with the website. Yeah, help with the website. Ian is pretty busy. It takes a lot of work to maintain, but we had some issue with the update and all that thing, so it needs to be fixed.
There is a server update that caused a lot of bugs. So we have to go in and find every single individual bug.
Yeah. It actually, some of the information has overlap, and then some of the code got messed up. So
some of the buttons, they actually got turned into code rather than the function you're supposed to be.
The national did some update because they maintain the control, which is good because we would never lose our website that way. Okay. So moving on into student activities. I know Drew is here, so need to put it in your schedule, Drew. October 22nd. This will be Region 1, Region 2 joint event for student activities that will be held in Marshall University. I think that's West Virginia. So they're actually asking for sponsorship. I know in the past we do provide funding for XPACs, right? But XPACs has been eliminated. No longer, that's kind of painful for Jim Watson since he started that, but they decided to remove it. So So now the student activities is going to be first time for the past 2 years to be face-to-face. If we decide to be a sponsor, I think the lowest sponsorship is like $500. And that provides us with like one-page advertising. We have a table,
I can
everything.
go represent that.
Yeah, so that could be, Ben, that could be another thing that we could do as PACE. Because that would be working with the students. So that's another opportunity for the professional activities that we could submit for matching funds. Okay,
What about the educational activities? Did that kind of stack on that too?
yeah, that's but you know, it's a driving distance. It's not that far to go to Marshall. I think it's what, 3 hours maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that far.
Yeah, it's Huntington, West Virginia.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I actually was not Marshall. I'm thinking the other university. I'm thinking actual West Virginia University.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking state. That's where the last student activity conference I was at was.
We probably
Morgantown.
need to start. We probably need to start bidding on these in the future to have it in Ohio. You know, between
We gotta wake up those students.
between OU and OSU, but the student chapter needs to really
Wake up.
do some work. But they're not quite happy. I know Berger, Paul wants me to get involved with this with OSU, but that is a sticky business, and we've been through that before. So I really don't want to get too much involved within the internal dispute of the university.
You've actually got
dispute too.
Oh, what did you say, Bob?
Oh, well, let's say Marshall's in Huntington, West Virginia, and the students at Ohio University or the faculty, I heard it's about a 45, 50-minute drive from, Ohio University in Athens to Marshall University in Huntington, West Virginia.
Yeah, just so you're aware, it looks like Drew Mullet, he's the president of the OU chapter of IEEE, is also on tonight. So any advice you want to give him on knowing that these things exist? Hoping he's still listening. So
the best thing, Drew, you can do is you got to go find the host school, the Marshall University. Find their IEEE website. That's where all the information is going to be. All the rules on the competitions, because there's going to be BattleBot. Well, not BattleBots.
I have the information, Drew. I will forward it to you. I will make sure that you have it. And probably OSU guys have it. I'm not sure if the DeVry people can participate since they're all over the place.
Anyone that's in Region 2.
Right.
Like anyone that resides in Region 2.
Yeah.
Get registered for this.
So any of the students, yeah. So I will send you the information. I will forward it to you.
And I was also talking about, this idea of, bidding on, hosting it next year, the year after. I have no idea what that process is and how far out that happens, but anything you have on that as well, I'm sure you'd love to know that. So,
well, to get the hosting thing, there's going to be a moment that's going to happen at the Student Activities Conference where the chairs are supposed to all have a group meeting, and they're all supposed to be starting to bid like on who's going to host it. Like my senior year, we didn't. DeVry didn't take it because we were such a small, dying campus that we decided not. We said like, there's no way we're going to be able to hold it.
Yeah, you have to have the facility. You have to have the support. And that's what they're doing now. The event is in October, and they've been sending requests for sponsorship. So the committee, so you have to form a committee early, very, very early on. So if you decided to bid on it, and then you say you win the bid in October, because that's when it's going to be decided, then you have about a year to prepare for the conference.
This is so big. You need to get on it immediately because you got to be able to talk to the hotels, get sponsorships. You want to find big speakers. Like thanks to the fact that Intel's coming to Ohio, you could probably get Intel in on it. There's a lot of sponsorships and stuff you got to dig into. It's not an easy thing to run.
Yeah, you're gonna have a patron sponsorship committee. You have to have a program committee. You have to have publicity committee. And definitely, if you guys is be interested in that, we can discuss that.
Yeah, yeah. We'll think about it internally and, maybe let you know by the next XCOM meeting.
But that would definitely be really awesome if we can do that.
I think it provides funds to the.
Yes.
Yeah, so the section actually gets funds from us from
and there's
being the parent chapter.
And there's also the amount of proceed percentage-wise to go back to the section. So. Yes, but if you bid for the following year, then they will decide it in, they will take a vote during that conference. Whoever wins, they're gonna have the next event.
Oh.
Yeah.
Perfect person to talk to would be John Golsey, but he's.
But it will take you a year just to plan.
A great person to talk to is actually the regional chair. He was actually the former student activities representative.
Not the regional chair, Drew.
Drew, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, Drew was the.
Well, but one thing is you plan to attend. Plan to attend, put it on your schedule for 2022, and that actually coincides with IEEE Day. So they could use that as an IEEE Day event for the student branch. And if we participate as a professional sponsor, a section sponsor, and then that we could use that as an IEEE Day event, something like that. It'd be good publicity. So,
the pain is are they also going to try setting it up to where, because now IEEE Region 1 and Region 2 are now kind of joined.
No, not until the 28th.
Yeah.
So that's a long time yet.
Well, I figured like because I think they said they were doing this year.
They've been doing that before anyway. All the student activities has always been joint, Region 1, Region 2.
I want to.
Well, that's a long time ago, but during the last five years, 6 years.
Yeah.
So they need students, big enough students to join. Okay. All right. So section advisor Bob, any question, comments?
I don't have any real comments, but I guess I need to revise the bylaws as far as PACE is concerned and make sure it just says professional activities.
Yes. So we need to review what we have again, our LOP, to remove reference to PACE. Okay.
Okay, and that's all I had for right now.
Okay, so going into society, since we don't have Nero here, so we have you, Bob.
Yeah, for CCOM. Okay, for the Computer and Communications Society, trying to work with Professor Carmel Majidi at Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh to set up a virtual presentation. Maybe we'll use IEEE WebEx, but on softbotics, the research that him and some of his graduate students have been doing in the new field of softbotics, and try to see if we can set that meeting up either in September or October.
Okay.
And that's all I have right now. We haven't set a final date yet.
Okay. Bob. Okay. Bob, can you send a note to Howard so he can put it in the minute?
Yeah. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, all right, thank you. Let's see, no, none of the chair here, so, well, Howard, Austin, yeah. Austin has sent me a message about their event on July 6th. So it's a virtual. This is a virtual. So if you have time, that would be good to attend. And then do we still have Raymond? Raymond, are you still here? Okay, it's out. Okay.
It's just Chad Morning and Drew Mullet.
Okay, Chad, any report on the YP?
Not really. The vice chair and I started having some discussions about finding a venue in Columbus, and then we just stopped for some reason. So we need to pick that back up. I'd like to do at least one event over the summer and then probably one in the fall. So we need to resume those discussions. Now there have been monthly meetings of all of the YP chairs for Region 2. Unfortunately, this month it was booked on top of this meeting, so I'm not going to that one today. But we've also been meeting and talked about doing some co-events with, say, the Dayton chapter or something like that as well. But nothing's materialized yet.
Okay, I do plan. I did talk to Peter the other last week, and
Yes.
I was telling him about maybe have a hike at Hocking Hills. What do you think about that?
I had not considered outdoorsy type events, but if you think that would be popular, it's a lovely location. It's free. If you think people would come, I'm willing to help organize that. Yeah.
Okay, we'll set a date and see what we can do
Yeah, that'd be
sometime
great.
in the summer. Okay. Oh, there's another number here. It's a Bob.
I think that's Bob rejoining.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Chad. So Drew, anything on your
Yes,
side?
there's one thing I wanted to confirm about the student conference. I didn't get a chance to say that before we moved on. You mentioned that I believe it's in October is when like bidding starts for the next conference happening for the next year. So there's no chance for OU to potentially like become the leader for that for not even fall semester, or even spring semester either. Those are both booked up.
Can you repeat it again? I think that the conference that's happening in October is already set.
Okay.
So that's already set at Marshall. And
Okay.
and
Oh,
I'm
October
not
is when that. Yeah.
yes. And
I
I'm not
see.
sure.
Usually the conferences were always in like April.
Yeah.
There's a chance that they could reboot it in April, depending on how this one comes up.
They probably don't want to do it in April because April is normally like close to
Close
to close to the final exams and things like that. So it's harder for students who's graduating in the spring season. So maybe that's why October seems to be I don't know. We'll see. We plan to probably attend that, see how things are going on.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
if you can put that in your calendar, it would definitely be a good for your section.
Definitely. So that was October 16th. Is that correct?
2022.
Okay.
So October 20 to 22. So that's Friday,
Yes.
Saturday, Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Friday, just try to be early because it's a lot of registration, and that's usually when everyone's partying.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, it gets serious because it's conferences after conferences after conferences, along with student competitions. Sunday, it's just move out day. So everything happens on Saturday. Friday night is the party night.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Anything else, Drew?
No, that's pretty much it. I did have, I guess, I know that we originally had a plan to give you guys like a slideshow for how the Blossom Hackathon went. I say it's been a decent amount of past, so if you guys would at least like the slideshow, I'd still be able to provide you that. And just kind of giving a
Okay.
general like update on that. We're planning on getting MLH like certified for our next year's events. We're currently just kind of in the process of getting our website revamped and filing that application. So I'll be able to give you guys more information definitely at the next XCOM. But just want to kind of let you know that that is definitely happening again, and we're getting everything spun up here. So we're hoping to get a lot more time behind it, more resources, and try to learn from the mistakes we made this time and make it even better.
Sounds good. Yeah, it was still a good event. So
Yeah, definitely. We are all definitely very proud of what we put on. You know, just try to make it a little bit better.
do you have any contact with Cheng Liu?
Yes, I do. I believe he was in charge of the Pack Palatia that happened here also last spring. So I've been trying to get into contact with that team to either like merge the events or try to coordinate around each other, but I haven't been getting any response yet. So I'm gonna keep at that.
Yeah, I don't think Chang was involved in this year's Hackpalachia, but he was in the original one at least. But
Oh, I see.
yeah.
Yeah. He had forwarded me somebody's email, but that person has not gotten back to me. So I'm gonna just kind of keep sending chasers.
Okay, good. We don't have anybody here from OU or DeVry, but we did have the project, I believe, from the 3D printer that they want to use the remaining funding from the 3D printer to use the robots, which is, I'm okay with since we already allocated that money. So they just want to reallocate it internally to use it for another project. Yeah, which is good. So with that, is there any new business? Okay, if there's no other new business, so I will thank you all for joining. You know, it's summertime. Are you in school, Drew? I think it's you guys is in summer break now, right?
Well, funny story about that. It is my summer break, but I'm doing an internship up in Dayton. So I'm staying in the dorms at Wright State University. So, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I kind of right back to where I started, but yeah,
yeah, that's
nice.
great, yeah.
Definitely.
All right, well, if there's nothing else, Ben, you'll get back with me about the section Congress, and then I will look at the operating procedure, Bob, and see if we have any reference on PACE, and then I
Okay.
will call a meeting. I'll call a meeting to review that with the committee and
Okay.
update the procedure. So what else did I have here? I will send the section, the 2023 financial report to everyone. Okay. And then I will review, well, since Roman is not here anymore, I have to review their funds, because they did a good job of trying to get external funding, so that was good. $5,100, that's pretty good for a funding.
Right.
Okay, so with that, well, I will thank everyone and call the meeting. Make a motion to adjourn.
Howard made the motion to adjourn. Second.
Okay. Ian. All right, well, with that, I'll call the meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night.
Okay, thanks.
Have a good one.
Lisa?